All right, welcome to your sports betting podcast, the Tailgate Party from Joe Duffy's Picks at OffshoreInsiders.com. I'm going to have some free pick for today, a great computer super system. Why don't we start it out, though? This was a popular feature that we used to do, and I don't know, this whole COVID break and all that kind of threw us off. But, we're definitely going to get back into this groove of the podcast. The biggest line move, really only one significant line move to report so far in the NBA today. Boston opened up as a 9-point favorite to Memphis. They have plummeted down to a 5-point favorite. The only other semi-significant one is Brooklyn opened up at 5.5 to Atlanta. Opened up at 6.5, down to 5.5. We're actually going to have a free pick on the total in this game in a moment. Now, who have been the best teams in the NFL to bet on this year? Again, the rankings are based on margin of cover. So again, if a team is a 7-point favorite and they win by 10, that means their margin of cover was 3. So this will be average margin of cover. Miami, best in the NFL, both record-wise and based on margin of cover. 11-4 by an average of 7.2 points per game. Washington, 9.6 by 4 points per game. Buffalo, 10-5 by 3.8 points per game. Who have been the best teams to bet against? Detroit, yeah, what a surprise. With their overrated Matt Stafford at quarterback, or as we like to call him, Pat Stafford, or Pat Statsford. Although, in reality, he's pretty good on the run line when he's on the live line, I should say, when he's trailing. If they're down by like 21, he does well against prevent defenses, so maybe a moderate surprise, I guess. But Detroit and Jacksonville are both 6-9. Detroit by minus 6.1 points per game, Jacksonville by minus 4.2. Although the Chargers are actually above 500 against the spread, this is why we rank them by margin of cover, because if a team that gets a bunch of really close covers but then get blown out in other ones, so the Chargers, despite being above 500, minus 4 points per game against the spread average margin. Houston and Philadelphia are both 5-10. Houston by an average of minus 4 points per game. Philadelphia by an average of 3.8. Your free winner for tonight, well, first, look at how hot the master lock line in particular. Look, I've been in this business since 1986, full-time since 88, and got some partners in this, go back to the Score Phone days, 1980. This is the hottest start we've ever seen by any single service, any single entity ever in basketball. 41, the master lock line, 41-14. The master lock line debuted as the 976 lock line on the Score Phones in 1980. 41-14 start to the NCAA basketball season, 50-19 overall. Yeah, there was a game or two earlier today, but you've got all the top sports service plays for tonight from the Bowls, from college basketball, and the NBA. Master Lock Line is at OffshoreInsiders.com. Your free winner, Atlanta and Brooklyn, to go over the 239. Once again, over the 239. This is actually the highest total each team has seen this year, although by I think a half a point on 1 point on the other team. But anyway, Atlanta's last total was just 225. Brooklyn's last total was just 227. And now it's up to 239. And by the way, Brooklyn, the game even went under that relatively low total compared to tonight. The teams have gone under a combined 6-7. But wait, I said the over, right? Did I misspeak? Doesn't everything imply the under? Well, yeah, it does. But the odds makers are one step ahead of you. That's why there's regression to the mean, essentially. And look, I don't any longer, I know that there's the software that I use is out there, and there's some other software that's easily available, so it's not like I'm going to give away the exact parameters of every system I use, although, if somebody's crafty and they got it, they can kind of figure out some of the parameters themselves with the, hints I give or the basic general philosophies I give, but essentially using the odds makers' knowledge against them. What I just said, it might, a lot of the numbers might imply there should be an under. But yet I bet the over. Well, using some of those numbers and using the odds makers' knowledge against them, if the total seems to be counterintuitive relative to previous totals, it actually goes over a stunning 2,250 to 1,898 unders and 80 pushes along the way. And since 2015, it's hitting at 60.2%, 430, 284 and 25. Fits under, again, what I said. Use the odds makers' knowledge against them. And we're doing that here. Nets will get Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving back from load management. They're both very good offensive players. Occasionally a player will come back that's good for the defense. Like Atlanta is getting Clint Capella back, who's good on the defensive end, admittedly, but he's also a solid offensive player. And more importantly, Atlanta's rebuilt offense. They wanted to put guys around Trae Young, and we're talking about offensively, and they're really starting to gel. As you know, one of the weapons I added this year, a guy that I've known for a long time, a true whale, a big-time gambler, bets a lot of money on games. He said, look, I've been using this computer, a couple pieces of computer software. Here's how I weigh them. You might want to look at them. The top computer projection model did 10,000 simulations and found this game going over at a 67% rate with 248 projected points scored. So again, Atlanta and Brooklyn to go over. The total is your winner. Please visit offshoreinsiders.com for vetted sportsbooks. If you don't already follow us on Twitter, it's at Offshore Insider. No S at the end. They do have character limitations. And also, you know what? Non-sports-wise, visit maybe they're more female-oriented, but I know we've gotten a lot of female customers over the years. And those of you, I think, at least based on our customer list, probably a majority of you listening to this are guys, but maybe you got a girlfriend, a daughter, or you know, maybe you like different. Well, I shouldn't say, you know, she's got Duffy Gifts, which is a My 31 supplier. And then she's got Duffy Scents. Scents is in the smell, DuffyScents.com, DuffyGifts.com, which is my Scentsy stuff. But I actually like some of those aromas. And then there's one on the Duffy Gifts. You can get sports helmets, some pretty neat stuff. Please visit both DuffyGifts.com and Duffy Scents is in the smell, Duffy, SCENTS, not as in the money. And appreciate it. And again, please give us a like, give us a positive review or a retweet, depending on where you're watching, listening. And we will hopefully have some time tomorrow to give you yet another free winning pick. Visit offshoreinsiders.com.